Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Group on YouTube. As you all well know by now, unfortunately, Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, has passed away, unfortunately. It seems to be a heart attack that's caused his passing at just 36 years of age. You know, it's a hard one, isn't it, when anyone that we love in wrestling, or a celebrity that we connect with in a certain way, passes on. Although a lot of us, most of us probably, don't know him personally. You feel like you do, don't you? Because we're there through the highs of their lives and their careers, and also the lows too. We get to see a lot of ups and downs in their lives and stuff, and obviously with the times of like social media and stuff, you see more than what you would have done back in the day, shall we say. But yeah, it's a sad time. Like it's a hard one, isn't it? So I just thought to put out a short video, just talking about Bray Wyatt and his career. I haven't got nothing planned at all, so you might have to bear with me on this one. I haven't written anything down, nothing. So yeah, so we've seen the news. I mean, it broke in the UK early hours in the morning, to say that he passed. Triple H sent out a tweet, which obviously, because it was only that one tweet at the very beginning, nothing on the WWE website, nothing on the news pages or anything. Triple H was the one that let everyone know. A lot of people like, is this a hoax? Is it fake? If someone hacked his account? Because last we heard, Bray was doing better after suffering an illness earlier in the year, and we were expecting, hoping that he was going to return to the ring at some point, maybe September, October time. But yeah, that's not to be. So just wanted to put something else, just talk about Bray. Like I put a post up on the wrestling Facebook group, which you've probably seen, and I literally just announced it, that obviously he passed away, and I just put, I have absolutely no words, and to be honest with you, I still really don't. It's definitely a hard one, this one. As a lot of them have been. Brody, especially a few years ago. Jay Briscoe only recently as well. Like with some wrestlers that have passed in previous years, I've had like obviously mixed feelings based on basically how much of the careers are watched and how much are connected, and obviously the certain levels of grieving and sadness that you feel, debating on how much of their career you've watched. But obviously with Bray Wyatt, at the very beginning when they debuted on the WWE main roster, I wasn't actually watching wrestling at the time. I took some time away from it. I fell out of love with it for a bit. I can't remember how long for, maybe a year or so. And the only break I've had in wrestling, and I just remember people started talking about this family that had come up, like a cult type family, and I think one of the first things I'd heard about them was obviously them going after like Undertaker, Kane, and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, like that's a big hit, because they're only new. Anyway, I started getting back into wrestling again through different bits and bobs and that, and obviously one of the main things that I looked into was to find out exactly who this new group was, and why they were going after some of the big names in wrestling at the time, and in the WWE at the time. And I started to go through and watch some bits, some matches, some some episodes of Raw and stuff like that, and you know, I straight away took a shine to the Wyatt family. I mean, I can't I can't really think of anyone that I've spoken to that wasn't a fan of, you know, the original Wyatt family. They were just a different level, weren't they? You know, Bray Wyatt on the microphone was superb. You know, the character work he put into it was fantastic. Even like, you know, not just Bray, you know, Luke Harper, Brody Lee, he was brilliant as well in his character. And Eric Rowan, you know, he done well in his character as well. He didn't obviously do as much talking on the mic and stuff, but you know, they all fitted the character as well, didn't they? And they all done really well. So yeah, like I say, I haven't written anything down, so I'm just sort of rambling a little bit. But you know, just I wanted to put something else. You know, eventually I will do a top 5 Bray Wyatt wrestling matches and things like that. But you know, over the years, I've watched Bray, and you know, he's become one of my absolute favourite wrestlers. No matter what he was doing, and some things I didn't enjoy. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say everything of Bray Wyatt I enjoyed, because some things hit and some things miss. It happens with everyone in wrestling, you know what I mean. I was a massive Bray Wyatt fan when he was part of the Wyatt family, and you know, when they started some of the storylines they did with the Wyatt family, fantastic. You know, bringing in Daniel Bryan for that short period of time. You know, bringing in Randy Orton as well for a short period of time too. And not to forget Braun Strowman. You know, Braun Strowman played a fantastic part too when he came in as the Black Sheep. You know, I think that the Wyatt family were one of the best factions of the last so many years. You know, the matches between the Wyatt family and the Shield, oh my god, like I feel like they should have gone more than, what did they end up with? Was it 3, 4? They had one on main event as well. It's mad to think, isn't it? They had a match on main event. But no, yeah, I was a massive fan of the Wyatt family, you know. And like I say, some of the storylines and things that they did, you know, like Bray Wyatt defeating Kane in the Ring of Fire match, you know, stuff like that. I always felt like, for me, Bray Wyatt should have been the guy to break the streak. I mean, I know people will have their own different versions and different people that they wanted to break the streak, or whether the streak should have been broken at all. You know, it's up for debate, isn't it? But I always felt like, you know, Bray had that sort of mystique around him, the, what's it called, like, the certain, like, presence around him, that with his characters and stuff, that, like, you know, we hadn't seen properly since, like, The Undertaker. So it would have made sense for Bray to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, and then, you know, he starts his own legacy properly that way. But yeah, even The Fiend, I loved The Fiend. I thought The Fiend was superb. I really did. I loved The Fiend. I think the handling of The Fiend wasn't the best. I think some of the booking of The Fiend wasn't the best. The character itself was fantastic. Even the Firefly Funhouse, at first, it didn't really take to it, and then the more I watched it, the more I enjoyed it. You know, the little characters and the puppets and stuff like that. But no, I was a massive fan of The Fiend. I thought The Fiend was superb. I didn't like when they set him on fire and then he brought him back burnt. Like that lost my head a bit. That I wasn't a fan of that one. I'll be honest there. You know, and then, like you say, there's different things you can talk about, like in winning the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber. I remember being absolutely over the moon with that. It was so made up. That they give him the belt, and I just watched it just before. WWE Network have put up a Best of Bray Wyatt section, which is great because it helps people navigate, and a lot of people will go, and I will do the same. I'll go, not like I said, eventually I will do a top 5 rankings video of his matches and stuff, but I'll go probably today and tomorrow, and you know, throughout the next week maybe, and I'll watch back some of his matches and some of his best bits, and you know, some of his promos and stuff will probably start appearing and reappearing online and stuff, so I'll probably go through and watch some of that. But yeah, I watched that match just before And I was speaking to my wife, she's a massive Bray Wyatt fan as well. And it was like, he's passed and he's only 36. And then when you go back and you look, well, when he won the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber, that was 5 years ago. 5 years ago when he won his WWE Championship. So that's 2018. So he'd only been 31. That's not that old, really, is it? But yeah, no, Bray was a character that a lot of us connected with. And I think after, when he was released by the WWE, and we started to hear more things about Bray as a person, Bray as a character, completely separated the two. And we started to obviously find out that he'd been dealing with some mental health problems and issues there. But I feel like after he left the WWE, that's when we first started to hear and see more of the person, more of Wyndham himself than just Bray Wyatt, the character. And that's always nice too, And I've seen like loads of people on my Facebook today. A lot of people managed to go and see Bray through the likes of Monopoly events, the conventions that they do. And, some of the pictures I've seen of my friends like David Anderson, who does my images for me videos that you watch. Sean as well. Lee, good few of the lads that I'm friends with on Facebook have all put their pictures up, and Mike Agnes as well, and shared their thoughts and their experiences with Bray and how he made them feel when they met him. And unfortunately I wasn't able to meet him myself. We stopped doing conventions over the last year or so, but it was unfortunate I didn't get to meet him, because he is definitely not just so I can say I've met Bray Wyatt as a wrestler, but he seems to be a type of person that I'd like to have met. I'm not a big people person, don't like to mix very well with people, but he's definitely the type of person that I would have liked to have mixed with and spent just a little bit of time talking to. So yeah, like you say, this one is a really hard one. With Bray, and I'm still trying to process it and still trying to find my way a little bit. But I wanted to put something out so we can all have somewhere to just talk about Bray Wyatt and his best moments and what Bray Wyatt and Wyndham the character means to us. So, I hope you'll all use this video and this space to leave your comments and your thoughts and your feelings and what Bray Wyatt meant to you as a wrestler, and what some of your favourite moments were, some of your favourite characters that he played. I'll tell you one thing that you should do, I recommend that you do, is I watched it early hours this morning. Like I said, I've spent most of the night, I haven't slept that much. I've spent a lot of the time on Twitter, or X as it's now called, going through and keep refreshing and seeing all the different tributes come in from wrestlers that I've worked with and people that I've known, and even people that don't know him. And all the lovely things that people have had to say, and obviously with people paying respects to his family and his wife Jojo and his brother Bo and his dad Mike. Everyone's obviously all in our hearts at the wrestling group through a tough time. But go back and watch after Bray returned to the WWE. He was rumoured for a while, and then he obviously returned at the end of the pay-per-view. I think it was Extreme Rules maybe. Go and watch that SmackDown when he done that speech when he come back. That's the first, for me, that was the first real time that I felt we seen Wyndham speak from the heart, from his soul. Telling us how nervous he was to be there, telling us that he felt that everything he'd done up to this point didn't matter. Telling us basically that we as fans saved his life. And whether we did or not, I'm not 100% sure, but that speech, that promo, that hits different now that he's passed, but also hits different than anything else he's ever done previously. And I recommend that if you do one thing today, go back and rewatch that. It's fantastic. It really is, from the heart. It's brilliant. But yeah, so Bray Wyatt, the wrestler, five-time champion in WWE. That was all, not a lot. He was SmackDown Tag Team Champion with Randy Orton, WWE Champion, one time, 2-time Universal Champion, and Raw Tag Team Champion with Matt Hardy. And like I say, some things hit, some things miss, but that's the same with anyone in wrestling, you know what I mean? But we got some great moments and we got some great matches. And we also got some poor matches, and it's just the way it goes. I feel like with Bray, he was really ahead of his time, wasn't he? And a lot of things that he probably wanted to do because of like restrictions and stuff with like WWE TV and stuff like that. And that's not me getting on WWE, that's not what this is about, but they have certain things that they'll do and change, and they have certain things that they just can't do because it just, for whatever reason. So some things hit and some things miss, like obviously the Randy Orton match in the House of Horrors. I was so psyched, and so I couldn't wait to watch that. And I think what, I'll rewatch it this week. I don't think it's as bad as what people made out. I think the main thing that people got on obviously was Randy Orton having a shave from the time he was the house to the ring, because obviously they come back to the ring. I don't think the ring part should have been part of it. I think the match should have been fully cinematic. And then we have it was the ultimate deletion, wasn't it, in WWE? Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, which is funny because I've started listening to the Matt Hardy podcast recently, and I actually listened to the episode where he goes through and he talks about the ultimate deletion, and they rewatch it and they talk about different things and stuff, which is a really good episode. If you haven't listened to it, if you don't listen to the Matt Hardy podcast, go and find that and listen to that. It is really good, and they talk about different things to do with the match and why certain things happened, and how much he enjoyed working with Bray Wyatt. And I'd expect we get a tribute episode at some point to Bray. As you know, when the Hardy Boys returned and they done the Woken Back gimmick, he spent a hell of a lot of time with Bray. Like I say, they done the ultimate deletion. Then they had Bray return at the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. And then they had obviously Matt and Bray then went on to become the tag team, the Eater of Worlds, and become Raw Tag Team Champions. And I have really fond memories of them as a tag team, as I do with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. And obviously then they used Luke Harper in the Freebird role, which unfortunately that reign lasted a couple of weeks maybe. I can't remember how long it was, but it didn't last long at all, because it was the build, wasn't it, for Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. But yeah, I mean, his characters have been great over the years. His matches have been brilliant. Like, we managed to get to see Bray Wyatt on 2 occasions live. We went to WWE SmackDown back in, I want to say, 2014. God, that seems that's nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, over in Liverpool. Me and my wife, we went over. We watched that. Bray Wyatt was there, and she was just saying before she can't find the pictures. She needs to dig out, and if we can find it, I'll post it to the wrestling group on Facebook. Because the favourite part of my wife's of Bray Wyatt was when he used to do the crab where he come up on arched his back and come up and started walking towards his opponents, and that was, she managed to get a picture of him doing that. And she said, we need to go and see if we can find it. She's been looking for ages on Facebook, so hopefully we'll come across that and I'll post it if we do. She took a really, really good shot of him, and she was absolutely made up of herself. But yeah, so we've seen, I'm sure he was against Dean Ambrose. I have to check. And but yeah, so we've seen him then, and then a couple of years later we done, or maybe a year later, we done WWE Live, just one of the normal house shows that they did, also in Liverpool, as just easy access for us. And we've seen the Wyatt family, so it was Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan versus the Usos and for some reason Ryback. I don't remember why, It was the Usos and Ryback. The original bloodline, maybe. Ryback will let us know he was probably supposed to be the original tribal chief soon. But yeah, like, I just really just wanted to have a little chat about him. Try to remember some good times and just mainly, like I say, just give everyone a space to be able to leave comments, leave your thoughts, your feelings, how Bray has affected you and how you've enjoyed his character work, or maybe not so much. You maybe leave your favourite match or something. I just want you to be able to have a space in the comment section to talk about Bray Wyatt. I didn't want to do what other YouTubers have done and other wrestling channels have done, where they've basically just done an announcement and said, Bray Wyatt has passed, we believe it's this, Triple H has said this, and blah blah blah. I don't want to do that. It just doesn't feel real, does it? Like, it doesn't feel real. It just feels more like just a news outlet, like breaking news. Come watch this, and that's not what it should be about when someone unfortunately passes on, especially someone so young, someone still in his career. So much still going for him career-wise, obviously. Life-wise as well, family-wise. With his kids that he's left behind. Sorry. But yeah. So yeah. So thank you, Bray Wyatt, for all the years you've given us. Like I say, the Wyatt family was a brilliant faction. Had some great matches, obviously the Wyatt family and the Shield. Some of the storylines that you've given us as well, against the likes of John Cena, back in the day when they done all the kids coming out with the sheep masks, with the steel cage match as well, where that kid had the demon voice on the microphone singing "You've Got the Whole World in Your Hands." Everyone singing that. All the lights around the arenas when Bray was there, it was just phenomenal. Like, I think he touched people's hearts in a completely different way than probably any other wrestler has before. Like say again, the storyline with Daniel Bryan bringing him temporarily into the Wyatt family before that payoff was again fantastic. Bringing Randy Orton into the Wyatt family, and obviously, which led to Luke Harper leaving and leaving Bray on his own to face Randy. Another really good storyline. One match that everyone always loves to talk about is the Firefly Funhouse match against John Cena at WrestleMania. It was something completely different that we hadn't seen before, and it was good fun. I enjoyed it. I've seen reports saying that WWE have put everything on hold at the moment, so I'm hoping to God we get a tribute show tonight for WWE SmackDown. That's what it should be. We should get a tribute show of Bray Wyatt celebrating his career, his life, everything he's done for the business, everything he's done for the company. Hopefully they'll go that way, and hopefully we'll get him inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as well, as I truly believe he deserves a space in the WWE Hall of Fame. On his own and part of the Wyatt family. I think the Wyatt family should be in there too. So, but yeah, so like I say, just leave your thoughts and your comments about the man Bray Wyatt, as we all knew to love and respect. And bear with me as I work through and decide what's next for the channel. But yeah, thank you, Bray Wyatt.